Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. I'm Lisa Blackburn. This is my YouTube channel where we talk about everything I want to, science and math. And today we are in chemistry class and we are finishing the notes about chemical measurements. So for the people of y'all who are new, I have a YouTube channel. 500 subscribers, almost 30,000 views. I'm a math influencer. Okay. So what we talked about last time, we'll review, and it's how we measure things in chemistry. In chemistry, I don't go get a cup of carbon. I don't go get a teaspoon of oxygen. But I have to put chemicals together and make stuff. And how I do that is with the unit, the mole. And so it's like we have words for numbers already in our language. Desire, I want to see your eyeballs, so I know you're listening. Like dozen means 12, right? And a pair means 2, and also a couple means 2. Well, what we measure chemicals in are a unit called moles, and that has another name. Its other name is Avogadro's number. That is based, the guy who invented it, it's named after him also. And it has the numeric value of 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd. Sometimes you hear 6.022 times 10 to the 23rd. 1, 2 is good enough for us. So these are actually kind of conversion factor problems. So how we do this, normally I would walk over to the periodic table, but I'll do it here so that people can see it up there, and I'll point up there. Okay, so this is how you do it. Everybody look at that periodic table? First of all, do you see the mole, the cute little mole on the wall? That's to remind you that the periodic table is where you look for moles, okay? So now look at the periodic table. See the little red decimal numbers under the symbols? That's the molar mass, and that is a mole of that chemical. So on this periodic table, it's not the whole number, it's the decimal number. So if you look there, if we want to know what is the molar mass, what is the mass of 1 mole of nitrogen, you look on the periodic table. Nitrogen is number 7. Everybody see blue number 7? N, that's nitrogen. Now look at the decimal number underneath. Do you see how it's 14.067? I don't know if I'm reading that right. It's kind of far away. Do you see the red decimal number I'm talking about? So that's the molar mass of nitrogen. We abbreviate that M&M, so I put some delicious M&Ms up there to help you remember. Okay, and those will be there on test day to help you remember. Those are little anchors. It's the education term for it. All right, so how about lithium? Lithium's number 3. It's Li. Can you see its mass? 6.9 something. So the mass of lithium is 6.9 grams per mole. That's our unit. That's how many grams. If my recipe calls for 1 mole, then I go get 6.9 grams of lithium. I go back to my stockroom, I find the lithium, I'd get 6.9 grams and add it to my recipe. Oxygen is number 8. Do you see how it's 15.9994? We just round that one to 16. So oxygen is 16 grams per mole. Hydrogen is 1.0079. We round it to 1. Now what about water? Is water on the periodic table? Is water on the periodic table? No. What's water? H2O, right? So I'm going to show you how to figure out water. Water is a compound, not an element. And I really need to move my video camera. I don't usually bother doing that. But for the people who aren't here, they need to be able to see the board. Woo! Sorry, didn't mean to make you car sick feeling there. Okay. Oop, that won't work. Let's see if I can turn it here. That's pretty good, if I can get to do that. All right, that'll work. Okay, so this is how you do water. What's the formula for water? Y'all already know it. What is it? H2O. H2O. Okay, so you take your compound. I want you to write the elements that make it up vertically. So that's H-O, ho. Now you write how many you have. How many hydrogens do I have?
2.
2. How many oxygens do I have? 1. It's an understood 1. There's no little 1 right here. It's understood. We like those in math. We like imaginary numbers too, but this one's not imaginary. It's understood. Then you do a times, and you write down its molar mass off the periodic table. We're going to just use 1 for hydrogen and 16 for oxygen. Use a dot for times. We don't use X. We're in high school. What is 2 times 1? 2. What is 1 times 16?
16.
Y'all are great. Then draw your addition bar and a plus. What is 2 plus 16? 18 grams per mole is our answer. The abbreviation for mole, you get to leave the E off. I know it's kind of a lame abbreviation, but it's all we got. You probably could have done that one in your head, couldn't you? But we're going to learn how to crawl before we learn how to run. We're going to do these problems all semester, and they're going to get much more complicated. So we're going to learn this format, so when they get really confusing later, this part will be easy. So even if it's an easy one like water, I want you to write it down like this. Any questions about that? Okay, now you can do the first part of your homework. I need to show you how to do the bottom part. So this is how you do these problems like the ones I'm about to show you. First you write, let me show you, what you know. Whenever I'm trying to get you to write down what you know, the givens in a problem, I'll say, that's your little cue, and you go, write what you know, okay? And then you're going to write the units of what you know in the numerator. Then think of a conversion factor and do the math. Okay, here's our example problem. I'm going to erase this one, and I'll show you how to do it. Okay, so step 1, we write what we know. Y'all need to work on that. We're going to write what we know, and what we know is 4 moles of carbon. So I write 4 moles of carbon in the numerator. This is a fraction bar, this is the numerator, this is the denominator. Then I take the units of what I know and I shove them catty corner down to the denominator. It's more fun with sound effects. So this mole is written down here, moles of carbon. Now I write what it's equal to on the other side. When we were doing molar mass, what were the units? 18, what was it? Grams per mole. So if moles is on one side of the fraction, grams is on the other. Now, everybody look at carbon, number 6. What's its molar mass? 12. We're going to just round it to 12 grams per 1 mole. So the number that goes with mole here is 1. The number that goes with the grams is the decimal number on the periodic table. Now we multiply them. You multiply any number on top, you divide any number on bottom. So what is 4 times 12? 48. I'm going to write it down here because I don't know if my camera can see it. 48. The moles cancel out because I have 1 in the numerator and 1 in the denominator. So I'm left with grams of carbon. Now, y'all did that in your head really good. Do y'all know the 12 song? It started with a 0, 12, 24, 36, 48, 60, 72, 84, 96, 108. Y'all don't know that song? No? Oh, well. It's more fun if you sing and dance when you do math. Okay, you can do math technically without singing and dancing, but it's not as much fun. Okay, so that's how you're going to do the homework problems on the front side of the sheet. Like, share, subscribe.